When God has blessed you, don't forget the poor. Maybe that poor man near you is your Lazarus.
Long ago,
Always be
there
kind to
lived
the
a certain
poor.
rich man whose great wealth allowed him the best of all material things. He owned fine jewelry, lived in a big fancy house, wore the finest clothes, and ate only the best foods money could buy. Along with his riches came many friends and the means to host an endless number of lavish parties. He was the center of attention and the envy of all. This rich man was important, powerful, and wealthy. He had everything. Just outside the East Gate, there lived a poor man named Lazarus. He begged on the streets for what little food he could get, and the only clothes he owned were the torn and tattered rags that hung from his sickly body. Oh, how he longed for the crumbs that fell from the rich man's table. But even the food that no one else cared about was out of his reach. Adding to his misery, the street dogs licked his open sores and fought him for any food he could find. He was despised as one of the dogs. The poor man was unimportant, weak, and needy. He had nothing. One day the poor man died and was taken to heaven. Instantly his agony was replaced with sweet relief and joy. He was no longer alone, but in the presence of Abraham himself. On that same day, the rich man also died and was taken to hell, where his life of privilege and blessing was instantly replaced with the agony of fire and torment. There was a great canyon between the two men, separating heaven from hell. Searching for any relief he could find, the rich man looked up and saw Abraham and cried to him, "Father Abraham, please have mercy on me and send Lazarus over to cool my tongue with a drop of water, for I am in anguish in this flame." Abraham explained to the rich man, "Son," for he was a descendant of Abraham, "in your lifetime you received everything you desired, wealth, position, and the approval and adoration of others. You desired for nothing else. Lazarus has none of that, and now he is comforted here while you are over there in anguish. And besides, no one can pass over from here to there because of the deep canyon separating us. I beg of you, Father Abraham, please send Lazarus to my father's house. I need to warn my family so that they do not also end up here with me in hell." But Abraham responded, "They have God's written word from the law of Moses and the books of the prophets. Let that be a warning to them. If they do not hear Moses and the prophets, even if Lazarus rises from the dead, it will not convince them of their need to repent." And so, the man who had been rich became poor and miserable, and the man Lazarus, who had been poor, became rich and satisfied forever.